Place would clear out. I guess that means.
Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday, April 4th, 2023 Carteret County Board of Education meeting. I would like to start off the meeting by asking Mr. Corey Johnson, principal of West Carteret High School, to come forward and introduce his NJROTC students who will be helping us with the pledge.
I have a couple of correspondence. Two cadets from our Naval JROTC program. I'll introduce them this time. First, I have Lieutenant Commander James Kane. And I have Cadet Lieutenant Junior Grade Leonardo Torres Carteret. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic that is one nation and
I'd like everyone to have a seat. I kind of messed up the agenda just a little bit. I would like everyone to, we'd now like to have a moment of silence for a former Carteret County Public School student who passed away last week tragically. Joshua Caleb Gore was a 2015 graduate of West Carteret High School. He went on to serve in the U.S. Army and was stationed at, Fort Campbell in Kentucky. Let us pause for a moment of silence to honor Caleb. Thank you. We know that many of our students are part of military families, and many of our graduates, just like Caleb, go on to serve in the armed forces. It's heartbreaking when any of our students or families face such a tragedy that ends in the ultimate sacrifice. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Caleb's family, his friends, and his wife, Haley Smith Gore, who's a 2017 graduate of West Carteret and is expecting their first child. Really sorry, guys. Okay. Next up, we will have the invocation by Miss Catherine Chadwick. Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Dana Long. It's like, oh, we're switching up one night. Sorry.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all safely here this evening. Please guide our thoughts, our words, and our decisions for the greater good. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Next up, we'd like to have Mr. Craig Everett, the Director of Arts Education. Please come forward. Mr.
Get a picture. They're leaving. No?
Right. Everyone in here? Right. We would like to recognize our North Carolina All-State Honors Band. We have Emily Garman, Leah Gaddams, Grayson McLean, and Stoneman Martin, with Croatan High School Director Mike Self. Would you please come forward? Thank you. Thank you. We got like a million. Okay. Yep, pass them out. Okay. That's good. I'm doing so 10. Yep. Don't mess me up. Don't mess me up. Okay. Next up, we have Destiny Howe Vin Lee, Eliza Schertzer with West Carteret High School with Director Andy Wright. I think she's. And we have Cadence Miller, Carson Munger, with Broad Creek Middle School with Director Brian Edmonds. Brian is retiring at the end of the year. I'd like to thank you for your service. And then we have James Burdick, Kinley Pinkard for Morehead City Middle School with Director Jason Robinson. And then we have our North Carolina All-State Jazz Band, Tommy Kellis, Sam Kucera, and Colin White with Morehead City Middle School with Jason Robinson also as the director. As y'all can see, we have an excellent band department all across the entire county, and we'd just like to recognize everyone here.
Goodness.
Thank you guys for
Go, Dennis. Good job, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Rearrange the, how we're going to clear it. All of our friends are leaving.
Okay. April. Everybody left.
We're a good time.
Okay. April 14th has been designated as Purple Up Day. Since that date falls within our spring break period, our schools will celebrate Purple Up Day on various days throughout the month of April. I'd like to read a proclamation for the month of the military child. Whereas since 1886, the Department of Defense has designated April as the month of the military child, recognizing the courage of military children. And whereas the month of the military child is an opportunity to remember children's roles in strengthening the military family. And whereas living in different states and countries and often moving numerous times, military children face unique challenges many other youth do not experience. And whereas 26% of the students who attend the Carteret County Public School System are declared as military dependents. And whereas many of the parents and guardians of our students work at the area military bases. And whereas every single school in the Carteret County Public School System has been awarded the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction's Purple Star Award for service to military-connected families. And whereas the Carteret County Public School System strives to provide a safe and nurturing educational environment for all children with additional support for military children. Now, therefore, as we, the Carteret County Board of Education, hereby proclaim April as the month of the military child and April 14th as Purple Up Day, a day to wear purple to show support for military children. I'd like to thank everyone for their service. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting agenda?
Mrs. Chairperson, I would like to make a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
I will second it.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, and I would like to move to amend the agenda to add item 4.7, which is consider class size waivers to NCDPI to the consent agenda for approval. And I will second that.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Goodwin and a second by Mr. Jenkins. All in favor, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. It is now time for public comment. Anyone present tonight wishing to make comment should have filled out a request to speak public comment form. To ensure civility, relevance, and time management, There are specific requirements for public comment set forth in school board policy. They include, comments are limited to matters pertaining to public education. The speaker shall state his or her name at the beginning of his or her comment. Speaking time will be limited to 3 minutes per person. A 3-minute timer will appear on the TV screens in the bottom corner. The timer will beep when there are 30 seconds remaining. It will then beep a final time when your time is up. For civility and decorum, no speaker shall make obscene remarks or issue personal attacks or insults. No complaint against a school employee or student will be permitted, although this may be heard in closed session at a later date following consultation with the superintendent. Much information about individual students, including a speaker's own child, is confidential under state and federal law, and we discourage and often prohibit such information in open session. The chairperson may immediately terminate any comments that violate these rules. Board members will not respond to questions except occasionally to request clarification. With that introduction, our first speaker tonight is Michelle Van Barneveld. Is that correct? All right, if you don't mind coming forward.
This is my first board of education meeting, and I just found out about it last night. The reason I'm here, my name is Michelle Van Barneveld. I am here to be an advocate for my child who is an 8th grader at Moorhead Middle School. 3 weeks ago, she was told by a student that a parent called a certain part of Moorhead City, Niggerville. 2 weeks ago, she was called the N-word by a student. And recently, she's been excluded from an event at school. What I'd like to consider, working in corporate, every company I've worked for in my career has business resource groups. They have diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives, and many times it's a requirement to have that training. What I'd like you to consider is that we include that now for students and educators quarterly or more frequently, so that students are understanding what inclusion looks like. Certain terms that are not okay, certain unconscious bias, which everyone everyone tends to do from time to time. We have that unconscious bias, but many times we don't learn about those terms, DEI. We don't learn about those until we get into the workforce. I think middle schoolers, they're learning about sex education. They learn about cyberbullying, but they don't learn about what inclusion is, what diversity, equity, and inclusion means. And I feel like that should be part of the education. I would like you to consider this in some way a part of the school board, a part of the curriculum in some way, and also making sure that the schools are being responsible and accountable for making sure that they're not discriminating towards students, which my daughter, who is racially minoritized already. But I just wanted to bring that up as recent events have brought to my attention that there aren't any programs like that right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Chair, make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Jenkins and a second by Ms. Chadwick. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay. Next up, item 5.1, Mr. Probst. Policy revision for a second read.
It is a wonderful thing.
Before you policies for second read, policies from the school board update packet, several different packets. There were no new changes made to these two policies, again, just two policies. Just briefly, the technology and education program policy is to align with the current North Carolina digital learning plan and current technology policies. That is a policy that we approved. And so it is just merely edits. The crowdfunding on behalf of the school system is a new policy for the school board. It is merely a way to provide direction and organization throughout the district in how to use those crowdfunding platforms. And so once we have that approved, we'll be providing additional information to that, how we will use that. Answer any questions you have.
Anyone have any questions?
I move to approve the policy revisions as presented.
Okay. A motion by Ms. Statler,
I'll second it.
a second by Ms. Small. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you.
That's unanimous. Thank you. All right, next up, we'll receive an update from East Carteret High School Feeder Pattern Parent Advisory Council meeting. I'll let Ms. Chadwick do that.
Nope.
Got a
Oh,
budget revision.
I'm really trying to fly through that, aren't I? I'm really messed up tonight, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, we have a budget revision number 5. With Mr. Paler.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Ms. Carswell Centauri, that she's not here tonight. This revision adjusts the 2022-2023 operating budget. So for the state budget, the revisions in the amount of $642,365. For the capital and bond budget, there's an amendment for $2,314,663. And for the special revenue, there's a special revenue budget in the amount of $26,802.83 for a total budget revision of $2,183,830.83. Any questions?
Oh, I've got a bunch. Just kidding. Does anyone have a motion to approve, or did anyone have any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Day,
I second that motion.
second by Mr. Jenkins. All in favor, raise your right hand. All right, now it's on to Ms. Chadwick.
So we had a really nice meeting at East Carteret with our feeder patterns a few weeks ago, and Sheriff Asa Buck came out and talked about a new program that they're going to be implementing, hopefully, in the schools to get kids to not do drugs, and kind of our own DARE program maybe, countywide, that the SROs are going to be involved in, and the commissioners are supporting. So he was our main speaker, and everything I felt like went really good. Jody was also a speaker. You have anything you want to add?
No, part of that night was about sharing the discipline data and what we've seen, as well as
Yes.
looking at the data that we've had from the Pride survey, which was part of the survey that led into the purchasing Beaufort, and really analyzing is what we're doing in terms of drug education in our county being effective in helping battle this drug problem that we do have in Carteret County. And so we have partnered with Dr. Williams with the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as Sheriff Buck, to really begin a conversation with them. Okay. Am I good, Mike? To begin a conversation about what that looks like. We are already very, very fortunate to have Brooke Barnhill through DHS, who has been in our high schools talking with students. And we have heard loud and clear from students that they don't want a drug education from us teachers. They want to hear from law enforcement, and we're fortunate enough to have law enforcement in our schools. So our goal is to bring key players to the table where we create a program, a drug education program that really addresses the needs in Carteret County, and that we are a key player in helping with the problem that we do have in Carteret County. So we are excited about the opportunity to partner with them and really have a meaningful program where students are willing to hear it and are willing to understand the impact of drugs, not only on them, but their families and ultimately our community as well. So it's exciting.
She's so eloquent with her words.
Same presentation at West and at Crotown. Okay, wonderful.
See, it was interesting because a lot of it was feedback from students. It wasn't adults coming up with anything. It was questions that the kids asked, and
the students are clear, and when we look at our drug data, we don't have drugs in our schools. It's not something that's coming up. But students are very honest about knowing where they are in our community and want to know what are those resources that are available for their family, for their friends. How can they be a part of solving the problem, which to me is really the key, is that we get our youth involved in that process as well.
Any questions? Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Ms. Chadwick. As you are aware, the Carteret County Board of Education is responsible for appointing 4 people to the Carteret Community College, or CCC, Board of Trustees. These are 4-year appointments. The following individuals are currently serving on the CCC Board of Trustees as Board of Education appointment. William Bill Henderson, whose term is to expire June 30th, 2023. Robin Kamer, term to expire June 30th, 2024. Catherine Parker, term to expire June 30th, 2025. And David Long, term to expire June 20th, 2026. The Board of Education will be asked at its June 13th, 2023 meeting to appoint a person for the term that ends June 30th, 2027. The Board of Education will follow the procedure of advertising. For that reason, I am announcing tonight at the April 4th, 2023 Board of Education meeting that letters of interest are due to the superintendent's office to my attention by 5 p.m. on the first Tuesday of May, which will be May 2nd, 2023. We'll now receive capital and bond projects from Mr. Paler.
Again, there's no capital projects to report on. For the bond projects, I have some pictures for you. The security walls started at Beaufort Middle School, and the masonry work there is complete. And you can see this is the picture. This is on the side of the school looking from Beaufort Elementary School, looking back. So you see the walls closes in that walkway. This is from inside the walkway, the big picture is, and then you can see from the other view. So the masonry work's done here. We're waiting on doors, and there also will be a roof over the door. The masons will move to East Carteret next, and then the Down East Middle, and then to the Moorhead schools, as we talked about in the past. So that project's going along. The Broad Creek Middle School turning and driveway project is moving along nicely. They've got the earthwork going along there. They've got the swales in, and the rock will go in soon, and then followed by the paving. So that's going to be a welcome addition to the Highway 24 corridor. Carteret Preschool Center, you can see that's moving along nicely. The outside is pretty much complete, with the exception of a little bit of painting. The drywall's up, needs to be finished, and so that project is on schedule and will be ready by the end of the school year for next school year. And then Charlottetown High School, you see they're putting in the boxing, the eaves, the roof panels are in. And then you remember when we were there just a few weeks ago, the bathroom. So the bathroom they're tiled now. The inside is painted. The HVAC equipment that we were worried about at the beginning of the project, that we said if anything's going to hold us up, it's going to be that. Those units are arriving. So we were afraid that we were not going to get those until the summer. Well, they're getting here now. So I feel assured more than ever that project will be finished by summertime, by midsummer, and be ready for next school year. So, any questions? All right, thank you.
Back to you.
Okay. Good evening, board members. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the NJROTC students who led the pledge from West Carteret High School. We appreciate that. Last week, I attended the MC Papa DLP graduation, and I'd like to congratulate Mr. Corey Johnson, Miss Ashley Melton, Mr. Jay Westbrook, and Miss Karen Wood for participating and completing this year-long DLP program, which stands for Distinguished Leadership in Practice. So congratulations to those 4 principals. For the month of April, we're celebrating many things, to include National Assistant Principals Week, which is April 3rd through the 7th this week. It's also the National Month of the Military Child, as Chairman Wheatley, Chairperson Wheatley pointed out. It's also National School Library Month. It's World Autism Month. It's Occupational Therapist and Certified OT Assistant Month. And also throughout the month, schools will be celebrating their school volunteers. Also, during April, the high schools will be holding their proms on various Fridays. So I ask that our administrators to remind their students to be on their best behavior, and as they're out celebrating the community, make good high school decisions and good memories. The school system spring break is next week. I wish their parents and staff a happy and enjoyable break. Last month, throughout the school system, employees of the month were selected at all of our sites. We will hold a luncheon in celebration for the school system employees of the year on the half day Friday, May the 5th at the Coral Bay Club. So it was a very special event. It will be sponsored by various agencies throughout the community, and we thank those. Our next board meeting will be Tuesday, May the 2nd at 6 p.m. And Mr. Chair, this concludes my comments.
Do I have any questions or comments from board members tonight? Okay. Have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move we adjourn this meeting.
We have a
I will second that motion.
motion by Mr. Goodwin and a second by Mr. Jenkins. Raise your right hand. We're now adjourned. Thank you.
Richard?